Even though every match that features Caitlin Clark becomes groundbreaking, a few competitions turn into an epic showdown because Clark and her competition gave their 110% effort, and fans kept electrifying the basketball court with their fan energies. These showdowns will always stick in your head if you just have a look at them.
On Reese. Clark gets freed up from up top. She opens up 2 for 2.
In the first showdown, Chicago Sky forward Angel Reese and Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark put on an epic show during a June 23rd matinee. After losing twice to Clark and Indiana Fever, in the end, Reese's 8th straight triple-double, career-high 25 points, 16 rebounds, led Chicago to an 88-87 home win over the Fever and Clark, who dropped a franchise record 13 assists alongside 17 points. As it wasn't just a match, Clark arguably had the best stretch of her pro career in the third quarter, when she dished 6 assists in a 4:55 span during a 24-3 run that turned a 54-48 deficit into a 72-57 lead. Clark began the run with a three-pointer, and then she registered assists on the next Indiana field goals, including dimes to Boston, Smith, and Mitchell. Her 13th assist set a franchise record for the Fever, which has been in existence since 2000. But Reese had a spectacular day. Chicago was down 82-70 with 6:38 left in regulation, but Reese keyed a 12-0 run with 8 points, including 2 three-point plays. The second one was a putback layup to tie the game at 82 with 3:12 left. With the score later tied at 84, Reese came through in the clutch and did massive work in the post, yet again with 53 seconds left, putting her team up 2. The Sky later went up 4 after making a free throw on each of their next 2 possessions while Indiana went scoreless. However, Boston kept Indiana alive by nailing a three-pointer with 19 seconds left. Indiana went for the foul, but Sky guard Marina Mabry missed 2 free throws. The Fever rushed down the court, and Clark found Christy Wallace for a layup attempt. The ball did not go in, but it went out of bounds on Chicago. Boston had another long shot attempt for the win but did not get it. Chicago Sky then let the door open again after Camila Cardoso missed 2 free throws, giving Indiana a chance at a tip-in attempt after a timeout with less than 0.3 of a second left. The Fever could not get the shot off, and that was the ball game. This was an incredible matchup featuring 2 teams with massive star power fighting for a playoff spot. Both teams were sensational, but in the end, Reese pushed the Sky over the top. Fans were thrilled by this thrilling showdown between Indiana and Chicago. Reese delivers. Like, they're always close, good games. Indian Fever celebrated Clark's point with their landmark tweet, "Caitlin Clark buries the 3 from the top of the arc."
Because of the knee injury. And that's the way to push the ball in transition. Oh, that's not gonna waste much time. Caitlin Clark has her second three-pointer.
In the next showdown, the Indiana Fever achieved their most impressive win of the season on July 6th, overcoming a fourth-quarter deficit to defeat the league-leading New York Liberty, 83-78, on CBS. In this game, Caitlin Clark, the #1 overall pick, made WNBA history as the first rookie and the first Fever player to record a triple-double. The Fever initially built a comfortable lead, but the Liberty, showcasing their 17-3 record, fought back and took an 11-point lead into the fourth quarter. Despite the Liberty's strong performance, Clark and the Fever managed to rally and secure the victory. The Fever had other ideas, staging a remarkable fourth-quarter comeback with a 15-5 run to secure an 83-78 victory over the New York Liberty. They pulled ahead for good on a layup by Aaliyah Boston with 2 minutes remaining. Caitlin Clark led the way with 19 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists, while Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Nalissa Smith all scored in double figures. With this win, the Fever improved to 9-13 on the season and secured the 8th and final playoff spot. Clark made history once again in the game, becoming the first WNBA rookie and the first Fever player to record a triple-double. Her 17 collegiate triple-doubles at Iowa, which is second only to Sabrina Ionescu in NCAA history, set high expectations for her professional career. Clark achieved her first WNBA triple-double in just 22 games with the Fever. As Caitlin Clark grows more comfortable with her teammates, she has begun consistently recording double-digit assists. Including Saturday's win, she has achieved this in 4 of her last 5 games. While her scoring and passing abilities are impressive, rebounding remains a challenge for Clark, given her height as a 6-foot guard, which limits her rebounding opportunities in certain games. "Honestly, I'm just happy we won," Clark said. "I take a lot of pride in being able to do a lot of different things for this team. I think we're really good when I can get the ball off the glass and go in transition, find my teammates, and set them up. However, 13 assists meant a lot for her teammates who made 13 shots off my passes, so that goes to them. She further added, "But I don't know what to say. I think it's great, I don't know." The more dramatic part of the game was this. Early in the fourth quarter, the Fever found themselves down by 11 points. Despite preventing the deficit from widening, they still trailed by 6 as the clock ticked under 3 minutes. Few inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse or watching on TV likely expected the Fever to mount a comeback at that point. However, the Fever's offense can catch fire quickly, and that's exactly what happened. First, Clark powered her way inside for a tough and one. Then she found Kelsey Mitchell on the fast break for a three-pointer to tie the game. A Mitchell steal led to a go-ahead layup by Aaliyah Boston, and on the next possession, Clark dished to Lexi Hull for another bucket. In a 90-second span, the Fever turned a 6-point deficit into a 4-point lead and managed to hold on for the win. This dramatic comeback was particularly impressive against the first-place Liberty. I feel like we're definitely playing good basketball. We're definitely finding some confidence in what we're being able to do out there on the court. We're playing together better, Clark said. But I think the biggest difference for us has been that when teams make runs, we don't crumble.
Leading scorer knocks down her first shots. Oh, and Clark, head full of steam, did not.
And just poised. She knows the screen is coming. She waits. She sends up the deep.
Potentially for Indiana.
On June 30th, Clark took her rookie tour to Phoenix, a new highlight in her WNBA debut season. Hundreds of fans in Clark jerseys, some from Iowa, others from Indiana, filled the concourse, with thousands more in the stands. The excitement peaked when Clark was introduced and the crowd erupted as her first three-point shot, a running 29-footer from the Phoenix Mercury logo, swished through the net. Despite it being a home game for the Mercury, most of the 17,071 in attendance were there to see the Indiana Fever star. The atmosphere inside the Footprint Center felt like a big game. While neither Indiana, 8-12, nor Phoenix, 9-9, were title contenders at the time, the game held its own appeal. Basketball's popularity often hinges on individual stars, and this matchup was no different. It was Fever versus Mercury, but the real focus was Clark versus Diana Taurasi, the greatest women's basketball player of all time, versus the rising star who could one day claim that title. And the game lived up to the hype. There were 6 lead changes and 4 ties. The Mercury held a 15-point lead in the first half, but by the third quarter, the Fever had surged to a 10-point advantage. Taurasi scored 19 points, while Clark added 15. Though Clark struggled with her shooting, 4-14, she made her presence felt with 12 assists and 9 rebounds, playing nearly the entire game despite battling an illness that prevented her from speaking to reporters afterward. In the fourth quarter, with Indiana clinging to a 1-point lead, Clark sank 2 crucial free throws with 19 seconds remaining to steal the win for her team. Despite all the buzz around Caitlin Clark, record attendance numbers, soaring TV ratings, flashy passes, and limitless three-point range, you have to see her in person to truly grasp her impact. There are a few sports stars who just have it: LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Shohei Ohtani, and Patrick Mahomes. After 4 years in college basketball and just a few games in the pros, it's clear that Clark is part of that rare group. After all, let us know in the comments which of these epic showdowns had you biting your nails. Also, hit subscribe for more updates on Clark's amazing performances and her journey as a pro. See you in the next one.